Prepare to pay more. Property valuations in Sedgwick County rising again. 6 in 10 homes will see their values go up this year.
And with that comes the likelihood of higher property taxes. KSN's Zena Taher joins us live tonight. Zena, local and state lawmakers looking for ways to give homeowners some relief.
Jeff, Julia, that 60% number is actually down compared to the last few years. Since 2018, year to year, Sedgwick County homeowners, more than 70% of them, have seen their property valuations go up. And even though this is an improvement, state and county legislators are still trying to find ways to ease that burden. It's an issue both sides can agree on. Property owners could use some relief. The question is, how should the state provide that relief? Just this session, the Kansas legislature was unable to override the governor's veto on the larger so-called flat tax bill. It would have included a measure to make it so homeowners don't have to pay property tax for the statewide school levy on the first $100,000 of their home's value.
From what I can tell, we have universal agreement that that needs to be done.
The measure was roped in with other, more controversial taxation reforms. House lawmakers were unable to override Governor Laura Kelly's veto. Democratic House Minority Leader Vic Miller says there are 3 other bills he's endorsing in the House that target property tax relief.
They have bipartisan support. How likely they are to be passed remains to be seen.
Sedgwick County Commissioner Jim Howell questions the efficacy of those measures, specifically one which would lower the assessment rate for homes, in turn lowering property valuations.
It would, in fact, lower the tax burden for residential. The budgets aren't going down.
Howell says farmers and businesses would have to pick up the slack and pay more property taxes. He says what commissioners in Sedgwick County and statewide are asking for is for the state to fund certain tax programs that funnel money down to them.
The one reason that property taxes have gone up is because other sources of revenue, such as I just described, have been defunded by the state of Kansas. So we're advocating that they would actually start to fund those programs once again.
Julia, I spoke with Commissioner Jim Howell. He tells me that despite the name, the county appraiser actually answers to the state. And he says that the county has pretty much no control over the formula that's used to calculate property valuations. He does say that in theory, the county and municipalities within it could influence property taxes and lower them by tightening their budgets independently. Essentially, property taxes are calculated with a predetermined formula. It takes into account property valuations and how much the budget is for a specific year in a given municipality. He says that strategy of cutting the budget doesn't make sense because the county would have to cut a lot of budget for a little payoff. He says if the county were to cut $6.5 million out of their $200 million property tax budget, a homeowner with a $100,000 house would only save $11 a year on property taxes.
We're at the point in Sedgwick County right now, I don't really think we can cut millions of dollars out of our budget. We just really don't have any place to go to get that kind of cut out of, in our budget. You talked about.
He says the county's budget is lean already. To cut down the budget would mean cutting down funding for things like the county jail, EMS, tornado sirens, and other essential services. What he wants is for the state to once again fund certain tax programs that would funnel money down to municipalities like Sedgwick County. As for those property valuations, the county says that they were split pretty evenly across the county. There was no particular area where they spiked up more than another area. Here for you, Zena Taher, KSN News 3.